my god, I feel like it's just like...
case, we are live.
Woo! How we doing tonight, everybody?
Yeah.
It is a funky... Yes! It's a funky Friday here at the LA School of Comedy. I'm your host, the comedy concierge, Samantha Linderman. We have Mark Zaffron here tonight, everybody. The man who makes it all happen. Cinda Kronquist, unfortunately, is not here tonight, but she is in New York, and she is getting things done, and we are always moving. Not at a New York minute sometimes, but at an LA minute, at least. And put your hands together for your producer tonight, the head of the Film Actors Cafe, Aaron McIntyre. Amazing. And of course, Billy Ramirez, social media web king. Yeah, do you guys ever just have such a talkative Uber that you can't even talk anymore? That just happened to me. You know, but I loved him, and I did get him. He's probably going to come next Wednesday. But I want to know, so it's Jan and Greg. It's a pleasure. It's a pleasure to meet you. So you guys are visiting. Are you visiting the school, or are you visiting LA?
No, just the school.
How long you been in LA?
Forever.
Me too. Me too, forever and a half. Don't worry, it's not going to be crowd work on you the whole time. I just felt like I wanted you. You like, yeah.
I like Mark more.
You like Mark more? That's what I hear. That's what I hear all the time. That's so funny because I work with kids and I feel like there's, no offense, but a lot of overlap with kids and older people because you're so honest, you know? It's like, you like Mark better. Today this kid looked at me and said, you look like a drag queen. Nothing wrong with that, right? Nothing wrong with that. That's your preference. Like, nothing wrong with that. Like, you like Mark better, he said. But the thing is, this kid has 2 gay parents. And he said his first words as a child were Pink Pony Club. So it's like they just live in a different planet, these kids, and I love it. Like, I really love it. Another kid, I don't know, like the really little ones, because they're anywhere from like 4 years old to 12 years old, so you're getting such a wide range of interaction. Like with the 4-year-olds, they'll just punch you in the butt and be like, I punched you in the butt. Which when they do that, I'm like, first of all, don't do that, but also if you're going to do that, don't tell me. It's like a double, like, you did that to me, and you're going to tell me, and I have to be okay with, like, stop. Or they'd be like, I don't know, it's crazy. Just, like writing on the desk in Sharpie in their name. They just write their name. And I go, who did this? And they're like, I don't know. I'm pretty sure it's somebody who, this is your name. And then, of course, the jokes at school, because I have to be a comedian everywhere I go. It's a problem. It's like a medical issue. It's been this way since I was a child, just like the talking, you know. I noticed it lately because I was with a friend and I was talking and like his body just had to go shh. He just shh. And I go, really? Because it happened before, but not at me. I saw this happen to him before. And he was like, no, I was just breathing out. And I was like, okay, you'd have to be sleepwalking for that to be, like, you're like, like, that's not how people breathe. Just say it. Like, you couldn't take the live narration commentary anymore. And then, like, that's okay. I'm from LA. I love LA. But I also, yeah, like, LA is fantastic. I have a dad who's from LA. Mark's not my dad.
Oh.
I know everybody thinks I'm Sunda's kid. I don't know if anybody thinks I'm Mark's kid, but a lot of people think I'm Sunda's kid. It happens a lot, which my mom hates that. My mom hates when people think Sunda's my mom because she's my mom. And my mom's a Jewish mother. I recently came out at work as Jewish. I said I'm Jewish and people, really? I didn't know. Oh, now that, and one thing that stood out to me was when someone said, now I can see it. I was like, that's crazy. Oh my God. Oh my God. It was crazy. And then another coworker was like, I understand, like, why you didn't say it before. And I was like, no, stop. Like, it was getting really crazy. I had to work at the elementary school. It's also funny when coworkers are trying to plan like a night out in front of the kids. Like, they're talking about like drinking, like whatever. It's just so funny. Anyways, we're gonna have so much fun tonight. And I'm gonna give you guys the man, the myth, the legend. You know him and you love him. America's sweetheart. Mark Zaffron, everybody. Put your hands together. Let's go! Never gonna deny the people. Mark Zaffron.
You know, you realize I come up here involuntarily. No, my wife made me do this, because Sunda's my wife.
You know. And by the way, Samantha, you're just not dark enough to be my kids. You forget. So today was an interesting day as we were all watching RFK Jr. being grilled by a bunch of millionaires. Well, think about it, Bernie, Elizabeth. Insider trading is very lucrative. I mean, why else become a congressperson or a senator if you can't indulge in insider trading? I mean, why else know that information? But here's the thing, you know, maybe he's not wrong. The truth of the matter is, you sit and listen to everybody excoriating him about Maha, MAGA, or who he's firing, and if you think about it, as I sat in that little room throughout the entire year of 2020, all 3 or 4 feet by 7 feet that it is, stifling heat as the sun would hit the windows with the flashing lights, I cursed out the CDC too. All right? Think about who was there. Fauci, he walked away with millions. Did all of you know that all these guys that work for the National Institute of Health get a piece of whatever patent they work on? The government pays for it, but they get a piece. No wonder why Anthony Fauci's in retreat somewhere with his millions. But not to talk about Fauci. Just think about it. If they can just clean the shit out of what I've been eating, I'd be a happy man. There is no reason why my Fruit Loops, if I ate Fruit Loops, have to be red, green, and yellow. I don't need that dye. I mean, think about it. The simplest things the man's trying to do, they go after him for it. He's right. I mean, listen, he's a little nutty. He is a Kennedy. They do tend to mental illness, drug addiction, and all kinds of other perversions. But that's the nature of the family. Look who the father, look who the patriarch was. Old man Kennedy was no pleasure. Bootlegger and a whoremaster. Remember, he was screwing Gloria Swanson and owned a movie studio. Wasn't exactly the coolest person on earth. And he was a Nazi sympathizer, just to boot. That's why they killed off the eldest son. And JFK Jr. was dallying with a German spy right before World War II. So they do have their issues, you know? Forgetting about the fact that one of them, that they have a few murderers in the family too. So you can't expect him to be all that sane, right? Anyhow, but he may be right. He may be right. They may be right about acetaminophen curing, being the problem for pregnant women on autism. Because I don't believe in autism, not the way everybody else does. I mean, look, face facts. I know we're hearing from the Democratic corner, but face facts. All right, everybody can't be on this. Can't be autistic. People are weird. All right, we're underestimating weirdness here. All right, they point to some guy that's a little weird, you know, he's a little off, millionaire, and they say, oh, he's autistic. Okay, like one person was giving me a hard time one day, telling me about a kid. All right, I think that autism is not the diagnosis for a kid at 4 years old who's shitting himself all the time and eating it. I think it goes a little further than autistic. It's just a very convenient diagnosis. And if he starts throwing it at you, he's either retarded or a monkey. I mean, think it through. I mean, the man's not too wrong. And then we're listening to Elizabeth Warren. It was the part I loved the best. You did this, you lied. He goes, well, you took $850,000 from the pharmaceutical industry. So I have a personal story. A friend of mine, his daughter, went to a private school, and all the principals want to do at private schools is put all the kids on Ritalin. They don't believe in kids that are active, that are authentic, that are autistic. No, they all have ADHD. Another diagnosis that's been overused. So the principal said, well, you know, for your daughter to come back to school, as they were ready to throw her out, for your daughter to come back to school, she's going to have to go see this doctor in New York. Well, I checked him out. See, the thing is about Google, it's a wonderful tool, but you have to know which site to go to first. So I went to the CMS site to find out that this doctor had taken over $1 million from Harvard University. While he was at Harvard, took it from the manufacturer of Ritalin to go around telling everybody how wonderful it was. And I said to the principal, I said, and you think it's valid for me to send a kid to this guy so he can just so he can prescribe Ritalin? He was thrown out of Harvard for it. So face the facts. The pharmaceutical companies are criminals. I worked in a nursing home when I was in college. L-Dopa. Nobody remembers L-Dopa. They were giving them all L-Dopa. So we had this little old Jewish lady and this little old black guy. When they got it together, and he had a big strong, but when they got it together, her family was outraged. And we said to them, it's the medication, plus the fact that she hadn't gotten any for a long time. They just couldn't understand it, you know? But the pharmaceutical companies are demons. Do you know that if you're on Medicare or Medicaid, they pay the base cost of the medication. Everything on top of that's extra profit. And they come for you, all right? It's amazing how many assets in America have been bought by people who provide pharmaceuticals to nursing homes, including El Al Airlines. No offense, but maybe he has something to say. And it's not like Bernie's innocent, you know? He's screaming, everybody, every Republican here took money from the pharmaceutical, and most of the Democrats. And you're telling me you're the honest man? Well, Bernie, he really doesn't have to work for a living. He grew up with a trust fund. And two, he turns around and he goes, did you really think that the pharmaceutical companies were backing my campaign for president? So watching these YouTube things at the Congress are great. Because they're all crazy. They don't ever they're not really holding hearings in which they want to get information. They want to talk and talk. But the best line, I'll lead this with you, is some moron senator gave him a whole big speech, and he looked at the man and he said, how long have you been sitting there? 22 years? In 22 years, as chronic diseases in children went up to 67% of the kids with chronic diseases. God knows, that's kind of a sick population, man. I mean, what chronic diseases do they have? And he said 67% of the population went up on chronic diseases. He said, you didn't say anything for 22 years. Now you're bothering me? And then somebody else started about measles. There's a measles epidemic. Until they pulled out the statistics, most of the people who came here with measles came across the border illegally. They're not getting vaccinated in Guatemala. All right? All of a sudden we start seeing measles, mumps, the Black Plague. You take people from poor countries in South America, they are definitely coming here unvaccinated. All right? So don't blame the Secretary of Health, Education, and Welfare for a run of diseases when it was actually Joe Biden's fault. And on that note, folks, I wasn't America's sweetheart tonight, but I told truth. And by the way, just so we all tell the truth, I'm going back to my one point. It's all Jimmy Carter's fault. If anybody remembers, here's the final thing. Why do ex-presidents stay alive? Really, when you think about it, once you've been president of the United States, what's there left to do other than be a troublemaker? All right, Jimmy Carter got out of office. He didn't know what to do with himself, right? He went and hammered a couple of nails at some houses and interfered in Venezuela's elections. What do we have? Thanks to Jimmy, Maduro. What did the Bushes do? They went back to their ranches and clipped coupons on their oil stock. What did Clinton do? God knows what Bill did. He ran around the world filling his pockets with cash in anticipation of his wife becoming president so they could grab the shakedown money. But they got paid in advance. All right? Obama, what's he doing? He should be getting divorced because she hates his guts. All right? Why is he still around? What does he contribute? And forget Joe Biden. All right? He just looks worse and worse. You know, though I feel for him, I hear the cancer is getting very bad. We don't want that, wish that on anybody. Right? But somebody's going to have to tell me how Jimmy Carter survived 4 years in hospice. And I figured it out. He was a junkie. Because what they give you in hospice is morphine. And I got news for you. After being sick and breaking a couple of bones, there ain't nothing like it. Thank you.
Mark, everybody. Usually at LA School of Comedy, somebody performs, you go, where can we find you? And then Mark goes, you can't find me anywhere.
No.
But maybe soon, a podcast. I don't know, I'm just saying it. We do podcast services as well. That was my transition way of saying we do podcast services as well. Don't kill me for that. I love when people ask me, what podcast are you listening to? None. I don't have room for anybody else's random thoughts and opinions. There just doesn't seem a use for it. It's not even an audio book. It's just like listening to other women talk about their sex life. Like, I could go to any restroom and get that for free. You know, I don't need to pay for Spotify. Like, I just go to the bathroom. People talk to me. People tell me their whole life story every single second of every single day. Children and adults. Kids will tell you stuff, but it's not true. Like, my boss was talking about this kid who the kid was acting up, and we were like, we're gonna talk to your mom. No, we're gonna talk to your mom and your grandma, and she's like, my grandma died. And my boss said, no, she didn't. Which is kind of crazy. That's kind of bold. Because grandma could have died, you know? But she said, your grandma picked you up yesterday with your mom. And then she said, my mom said too. That's sick. That is sick shit. How do you combat that? I'm looking at Anya, substitute teacher at one point. But I think about it, I'm like, what would Anya do sometimes? Like, I don't know. Sometimes I just don't even know. Like, and they can tell too, like one of the kids said, Miss Sam, you remind me of a teacher in a TV show who never has all their supplies together. 4th grade. And I was like, you think I could be on TV? That's crazy. I was like, you know what, let's say that again, and I'm going to record it on voice memo as an inspirational reel. Yeah, but I'm so excited for tonight. We have a great, is someone coming in?
Someone's coming in.
See, the closed door did not stop. Yeah. The action.
It's Hunter. It's Hunter.
It's Hunter White, everyone! Oh my god. Amazing.
Yeah, there's so many people.
I know, packed house. Packed house. Blink twice, packed house. Okay. Yeah, that's amazing. I love it. I love this turnout. I had a good feeling about this Friday. And put your hands together for this next comic, the very funny Murad, everybody. First time here.
Yeah.
Amazing.
First time stand-up.
Thank you. How you doing, guys?
Good.
Good. Can I take this?
Yeah.
By the way, I'm the one who do the talkative Uber. But this not for today. I'm the Uber who still talk a lot. How you doing, guys?
Good.
Good. So, to be honest, for me, doing stand-up, it's too crazy, especially in English. When I was in the college, I took 2 courses. The first one was how to write and speak English, and the other one was how to write and speak Arabic. And the problem, I felt in both. Both of them. I remember the teacher was look at me, was like, man, I don't know which language actually you speak, but it seems it's not invented yet. And you need to work on something. You have to start immediately in English at least. So here I am starting in English, so wish me luck. Yeah, thank you so much. So to be honest, the English, it's not my problem. Also, my name put me in many troubles here. That day I was doing an interview with a very good gentleman, white guy. I speak with him for 30 minutes. We talk about everything. The skills, my skills, the job description, everything. And everything went well. Until we get by the end of the interview and he was about to hire me. He just asked me if you can give me your ID or something else and tell me your full name, your legal name. And I start to tell him my legal name is Muhammad Murad Khalid. Muhammad Murad, Muhammad Al Gharib, Muhammad Radwan. He goes, what? I goes, Muhammad Murad, Khalid, Muhammad Murad, Muhammad Al Gharib, Muhammad Radwan. He was like, okay, so Mr. Whatever, take your ID and we will call you back. And I tried many times, even the group interviews. The group interviews was too hard for me. Have you tried the group interview before? Yeah, this different experience. They collect around 10 people together, and they put them in a circle, and they the interviewer, they ask them the same question tell me about yourself, tell me about yourself, tell me about yourself. Everybody has to tell himself about it, to make it faster, to get the job faster. And to be honest, for me, I didn't feel that I'm a candidate here. I feel like I'm kind of prostitute. And it's not only prostitute, I have to be prostitute more than any prostitute in this room. I have to sell myself more than usual. And unfortunately it didn't work also. I didn't get hired. It was too hard. Having a problem with jobs for me is okay. But having a problem without having a girl in your life, especially girlfriend, it's too hard, especially in America, to be honest. So I try all the dating apps to just have a girlfriend with me. It was too hard at the beginning. I did a template message saying, hey, my name is Murad, I love your photos, and I would love to talk to you. I just put it in my notes and I opened the dating app and I send it to anyone, you know, to just like anyone answer me. And suddenly one day, one girl answered me. She was like, "Hey, Murad, thank you for your sweet message, but at the beginning, I don't have any photo to love it. I just put blur photo." I found like she put a blur photo on her account, and I was like, I goes to her, "Yeah, I mean, I love your blur photo." She goes like, "Okay, yeah, to be honest, I'm not familiar with dating apps, but I would love to have I would like to have someone kind and polite, and your photo look like that guy." So I was like, "Yeah, I'm that guy. We can talk." And she was like, "Murad, are you sure you don't wanna see my photo?" And to be honest, if anyone in my show in that time, he will say, yeah, I need your photo. But I try like in different way. I was like, okay, so I love your blur photo. So for sure, your real photo, I would love it too. So just leave it for now. Let's talk about your personality. She loved my word, and she was like, "Oh yeah, it seems you're funny. Let's get out to have a drink together." I was like, "Ah yeah, okay, I'm done. Let's go to have a drink. What kind of drink do you take?" She was like, "Would you like to drink carrot with apple?" I was like, "Carrot with apple? Okay, I love it. Let's go." Yeah, I went out, and when I met her, I saw very white, blonde, beautiful lady. She came to me, and we start to talk to each other. And now we're married. 2 years. We get married after 2 years. Yeah, thank you so much. But now when I do anything bad, she was like, "I don't know why I accept this message. That's my bad." Yeah, that's it for today, guys. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Do you have Insta social media? Where can we find you yet?
Yeah.
Do you want to tell us everyone your social media? Or-
Okay. So my social media, I don't have any videos. This is my first time do
No, it's amazing.
video. Yeah. So it's Murad Radwan _ MOURAD Radwan RADWAN _ So just follow me. I didn't put any stand up yet, but maybe we will do more. Thank you so much. Thank you guys. Thank you.
Fantastic.
Thank you so much.
Keep it going. Just keep it
Yeah.
going.
Thank you so much.
That mic is hot. You know what I mean? That's amazing. You gotta come back for real.
Yeah.
Wow. First time. Is it your first time? Is it like? You guys feeling good in the back?
Yes.
What, in the back? I love it. I love it. I'm jealous. That couch. One more? No, I'm kidding. My grandparents don't go out together, or my parents, so I'm having some projection of that. I'm like, my parents should go out to a comedy show. Anyways, we don't have to talk about them, but we should talk about. I know, right? Like, oh, I'm tired of that. We should talk about this next comedian and your producer and the head of the Film Actors Cafe, one and only Aaron McIntyre, everybody.
Oh God, I'm exhausted.
Jesus Christ.
How's everybody doing?
How you doing?
Oh yay, my brother, man. I'm telling you, I love this guy. He's just got a smile that just fucking lights up the room, you know what I mean? Damn! Yes, I went on the dating apps too.
Yeah, really?
Yeah. Yeah, they keep setting me up with fucking old women.
You're old.
Old! I'm not that old though. I'm young inside. I'm like a spring chicken inside. Except when I move. Every time I move, it's a little difficult. I am mentally ill. Thank you. Anybody else diagnosed? You gotta be, anybody mentally ill diagnosed? Yeah? Go ahead, applaud. Come on, people. Come on, we gotta stick together, right? We gotta form a union, like a mental health union. We all got to stick up for each other. How many people are just mentally ill without being diagnosed? Yeah, thank you. Everybody should be clapping now because we're all a little, right? Right? You know, we got to have the pencil in the right direction, or, you know, we got to have the curtains pulled. It's a little projection because that's me, you know. You have to always adjust shit and have it all, like, lined up. And I don't have OCD. That's the one thing I don't have. I'm just bipolar. Yeah, it's fun. Yeah, it doesn't mean you live on both poles, although the commute is much worse than bicoastal. And I do have ADD. I have ADD. I don't have ADHD because I'm way too lazy. I just can't. Look at that ring camera. I just can't keep my focus, you know, going. I heard that, you know, ADD is actually, there's the hunters and the gatherers, right? So the gatherers are the people who, you know, you till the ground, you plant the seed, you let it grow, you water it, then you harvest it. It's all like laid out. That's how school is laid out, right? You learn this, then you learn that, then you learn that, then you learn that. And the people with ADD are the hunters, because, you know, you gotta be looking for your next meal, you know? That's the way they explained it. I don't know. I don't really feel like much of a hunter. But we do have Hunter. We have Hunter right here in front of us. It's really nice. I'm so glad to see you. It's been a while. I was a very weird child. As I am a very weird adult as well. Yes, thank you. You like weird guys, do you? Don't worry, I'm medicated. I won't explode here. Yeah, I just, I always just used to do like characters, you know. I'd always try to like pick up girls by, I thought that I was funny. And I still do. Although coming here is proving me wrong. But yeah, I always thought it was really funny to come up to somebody and go, "Hello, little lady, how are you today?" And they'd look at me like, "Are you talking to me?" And I'd go, "Yes, my lady!" And then I'd dance off, "Ho, ho, ho, ho!" They didn't think that was good, you know? I didn't get too many chicks. Although I gotta say, the women that I did get, they were hot. They were hot. And I don't think I'm ever going to be with another woman. I was married for 18 years. About 6 of them were great. 6 of those years were great, you know, and the other ones. We did have a great kid who, just Des, thank you. Wasn't really hard for me. You know, I mean, that was pretty easy. Pretty easy deal. But she graduated from high school and immediately went to the other side of the world. So she lives in New Zealand. Yeah, she was trying to get away from us. You know. But she's great. She's a prison guard in a kiddie prison. Yeah, she takes care of young adults, and every day she calls me, "I left crying again." I was like, "What happened?" "Oh, they called me a cunt and a bitch and peasant." A peasant. I was like, a peasant. Yeah, so, but she's great. Anybody do 23andMe or Ancestry to find out like where you came from? You did that? Yeah? Yeah? Yeah, it's great, you know, because you get to see if you have, you know, extended family or if you have any kind of issues, like, you know, medical issues in your life. I found out that I do have something. I have a daughter who's 43.
Oh.
That was a surprise. My younger daughter called me up. She's 27. She called me up and she goes, "Dad, do you think it's possible I have a sister?" I was like, "Well, anything's possible, you know." I mean, it was the 70s, and you know, it was kind of crazy back then. She's great. I have been, you know, kind of perusing through the Bible, and I think I'm going to try to sell them into slavery, because you know, it's kosher. No, it's not kosher. No, it's not kosher. I asked the Jew over here. Yeah. Brain freeze. ADD. So it's all kicking in at the same time. Yeah, so the 23andMe was very interesting. My sister, it was really into ancestry, so she went through and she would she's retired, so they would drive around the country and go to the cemeteries where our ancestors were, and take pictures of the headstones and all that kind of crap. And when I told her, I found out I had a daughter, she said, yeah, I know. And I was like, oh, really? And I said, I just don't know whether to contact her, because I don't want to blow up a family, and I call them up and go, hey, I'm your real dad. And she said, no, she knows, and she wants to talk to you. And I was like, really? Yeah, she said, because I contacted her, or she contacted me somehow. And I said, wow, well, what's the deal? And she said, yeah, she lives in Denver, and she's 49 years old. And I was like, I would have had to be 12. I don't think that's my kid. Turns out my older brother, also had a kid that he didn't know about. And we didn't tell her about him because we didn't want anybody to know. We thought that might be traumatizing to her. But yeah, my sister had a baby when she was 17. They gave it up for adoption, and they found each other through Ancestry.com, and now they're all one big happy family. I mean, that's the beauty of this stuff, right? So, yeah, let's see here. Where else can I go? What else can I talk about? I had this whole new thing that I was going to do, and then I left my phone. I can't remember what it was. Because I was too busy buying a couch. Oh. Yeah, I was buying a couch. I just moved. Yeah, I'm really excited about it. Because I was, I moved from Berkeley, and Berkeley's a bunch of white people. All white people. Really hate them. They're so politically correct. And they walk faster as they're going toward the street as you're driving just so that they can get there first because pedestrians have the right of way. And so they were horrible. So I moved down to Crenshaw because that's where I felt most at home. I walked around for 2 weeks and never saw a white person until I looked in the mirror. And, that was great. It was like it's like a vacation. So now I just moved up to West Hollywood. So now, oh my God, my head is like going, oh my God, look at all these beautiful people. Everybody up here is just gorgeous. It's fantastic. So maybe I'll get lucky. I did have a pretty torrid affair with my friend's bidet, but that kind of went underwater. Anyway, that's my time. We do have acting classes here Tuesday night, 7 o'clock. Just show up. We got merch. I'll go get it. Hang on.
Merch.
Trying to help this guy,
I know.
I don't know why he resists selling his shit.
Yeah. Huh?
Yeah!
Yeah! You look sexy in these. So, 7 o'clock Tuesday nights, just show up. We got some great new comedy scripts to work on. Hunter will be there, Billy will be there. Maybe Samantha sometime. All right. Good night, everybody. Love you.
Yeah!
Keep it going for Aaron, everybody. As a former West Hollywood resident, welcome, City of Dreams. If New York's the Big Apple, I'm thinking this right now. If New York's the Big Apple, then West Hollywood's the Big Peach.
What a big pickle.
Yeah, Big Pickle.
A small banana.
Boom. Guys, I love it here. You don't get this at any other open mic, really. People are the worst. When you said you were going like this in WeHo, I thought you were going to talk about the crazy outfits where it's homeless person or influencer and it's the same outfit. Who wore it best? We'll never know. But this next guy's the best. It's been a while. Armando?
Oh, all right.
Yeah,
All right. Good evening.
Good evening.
I love saying good evening.
Some people find it creepy though, especially girls. They half expect me to pull out a poisoned apple and say, "Welcome to my haunted dollhouse. Would you like to see my doll collection?" But no, my name is Armando G, and a lot of people look at me and they say, "Yi, you don't look like a Yi. What is that? Korean, Filipino, Chinese?" I'll tell you, it's Chinese. My dad is a quarter Chinese. My mother is Mexican. And of course, that makes me 100% confused. Yes, especially when people ask me, "What kind of rice do you like?" And I say, "I like it all. I like a brown rice. I like it all." No, but I've always said this: the most Chinese part of my body is my brain. Allows me to allows me to calculate things very quickly. I can calculate how many tacos I can eat before I pass out. I can also calculate the tax, tip, and how much free chips and salsa I can get before they start charging me. So, yes, very happy for the Mexican Chinese. Oftentimes, I'll be driving down the freeway and then I'll swerve. I'm like, "Whoa, what just happened? That must be the 1/8 Chinese kicking in." But then I realized I was just texting on the phone, so that was just texting. Other times, I really start to squint. I'm like, "Ooh, I can't. That must be the 8th Chinese in me. That must be it." Then I realize I'm too cheap to pay for a new prescription. That's about it. And then it really starts to get me when sometimes I get the itch to go hit the poker table. Again, I'm like, I need to hit the gambling. I'm like, that must be the 8th Chinese. I know. That's why I want to go hit the poker table. Then I realize, end of the month, got bills to pay. I'm just it must be the other Mexican side too. But no, I love being Mexican Chinese. Growing up in a Mexican Chinese household, you can imagine we had some delicious meals growing up. Wonton caldo, wonton soup. Yes, very good. We also at one point had burritos with fortune cookies inside, believe it or not. Yes. I didn't know if it was dessert or if it was some sort of warning too. And I will say Mexican households are very pessimistic, since I'd open up those fortune cookies and it'd say things like, "Try to understand your problem." I'm like, "Whoa, what is that?" Other times it'd say, "Ponte a trabajar, get to work." And Billy knows this, the worst that you didn't want to open up is when you open it up and it's a chancla time. And we all know what you don't want to know really what chancla time is. Chancla time means sandal time. It means time to go put on the second layer of jeans and run away as fast as you can. But I was born and raised in San Diego, California, really, but I grew up in Tijuana, Mexico. And I had to cross the border, and this is true, I had to cross the border every single day. By the time I sat down in my classroom, I'd been patted down, profiled, cross-examined, interrogated. And that was just by my grandmother, mi abuelita, who wanted to make sure that I had my little burritos for lunch. But that, all joking aside, I did have to cross the border every single day. And I became bilingual very quickly. I learned Spanish, English, and Border Patrol small talk. Yes. Border Patrol small talk is real. I'll never forget coming up to the border. Officer knocks on the window, and young me, I say, "Good morning, officer." Officer, my mom rolls down the window. Officer says, "Anything to declare?" And these really were some of my very first English words that I remember. I would say, "No declaration, no mango, no apple, no banana." In the back of my mind, I'm starting to sweat bullets thinking, "Oh my gosh, I hope he doesn't check my backpack. I've got 3 bean and cheese burritos, an extra large bag of hot Cheetos, and my cousin Jorge hiding in the Tupperware." But no, I did. Obviously, I made it across safely. I'm a U.S. citizen, and I will say with the whole ICE situation getting pretty serious, I've been having to announce that I'm a U.S. citizen everywhere that I go, more often than ever before. Starbucks, I say, "Hey, I'll take my medium, my grande coffee. My name is Armando. Born and raised here, by the way. Thank you very much." At hotspots, hotspots like Target, I immediately go in. "Relax, everybody. I'm a U.S. citizen. I'm here for socks, not jobs." But no, I knew things got very, very bad when I went to go visit my mother down in San Diego. And even my own mother doesn't call me Armando anymore. She just yells, "Citizen, la comida, it's ready." I knew I had to change something immediately, so I immediately changed I'm on Tinder as well, or speaking of the dating app, I immediately changed my dating profile to also say U.S. citizen right under loves long walks on the beach and is a U.S. citizen for 34 years. Thank you very much. Otherwise, girls ask me, "Yeah, but are you deportable?" I'm like, "Deportable or deplorable?" I didn't even know they knew that word, deportable. No, they're like, "Are you deportable?" No, I'm a U.S. citizen. Thank you very much. I live here in Santa Monica, and I love living in Santa Monica. One of the things that they grew on me were the self-driving cars. The self-driving cars, some of them, by the way, I felt a little bit ambiguous about because one of them got aggressive on me. One of the self-driving cars cut me off. I was like, whoa, what's going on here? I didn't know how to react. I said, what's going on? There's no driver. I honk up, beep. I pull up next to the self-driving car. Self-driving car rolls down the window. All of a sudden I hear a voice say, learn to code. I'm like, whoa, I get out of the car. The self-driving cars get smart. Worst thing that can happen is you approach the self-driving car. It starts computing, boop, 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 boop. And all of a sudden I hear, based on your body mass index, is this anger good for your cholesterol and your high blood pressure? I'm like, oh, God. But then it dawned on me, I'm like, why am I going to do this? I'm just going to unleash all my fury on these self-driving cars. Well, they're not going to curse me 17 generations down. So now, and I highly recommend this, I just lay on the horn on these self-driving cars. You should give it a go. Boop. Curse it out. Nothing's going to happen. Phenomenal rage therapy. I've learned that. So now I love self-driving cars living here in Santa Monica. Lastly here, I was able to beat a condition called IBS. Everybody familiar with irritable? Oh, boy. IBS, it's when you have to go to the bathroom at the worst, most inopportune times. IBS, by the way, not to be confused with bullshit. That's something else. That's still something I'm trying to overcome to this day, as you can tell. But no, it hit me at the Six Flags Magic Mountain, and out of all the worst places, that was the one I said, no, why here? I had to use the facilities, thousands of people going into the bathroom. You walk into the bathroom, it's exactly what you think. There's toilet paper on the ground, and for some reason, a lot of these public places, like at theme parks, all the faucets are running. You go in, you walk into the stall, and you see graffiti doo-doo all over the place. The stall, by the way, has graffiti on the stall itself. Not just any graffiti, like, I don't know if you've seen this, but etchings on the stall. Somebody brought tools in there, and if somebody brought tools, it's a high-relief sculpture. It's like, bro, you're not Banksy, you're Stanksy, my God. But anyway, you finally sit down, and you kind of make out what it says, like, I love Karen. You're like, whoa. If you're lucky, you close to the door to the stall, and all of a sudden motivational things start coming at you. It's like, you can do this, si se puede, hold on. I'm like, oh, I don't need motivation, I need to get through this, my gosh, boy. Anyway, I was able to beat that. Thank you, I beat IBS. Yeah, my God. It's the only place we're getting applause for beating IBS. But I realized I was just lactose intolerant. And now, I think a lot of us can relate. As an adult, it's just a good day to go. As a kid, we like going to Disneyland. Now, a great day is just going. I used to pray for success. Now I pray for regularity. And that's it. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. The website is armandoyi.com.
Yeah. Keep it going, guys. This guy I haven't seen in a long time. Put your hands together for the one and only Eamon McGraw.
That's me.
Amazing.
Yeah, I got medicated in my youth. Yeah, they didn't know what to make of me. I just had this sort of condition that they couldn't quantify. Is this thing on? You can all hear me, right?
Yeah.
Maybe I'm just not talking loud enough. But anyway, they didn't have a name for it. They call it an experimental illness. Turns out I didn't have a mental illness. I just had acting bug. Been out here, let's see, how long now? Almost 10 years. Coming up on it. Wasn't easy. I was living in Compton. Compton, yeah. Straight into Compton. And guys see me walking by and say, damn, they're gentrifying the neighborhood now. The housing project where I lived was just this converted office or something. We didn't have rooms, we had cubicles. One thing I could afford. Seriously, the tile floors, slippery when wet. I got the good deal. I got the file cabinet someone left behind. Guys in the next room over got the water cooler. You can tell there was a lot of gossip going on in that place. Yeah, it's hard finding the right food, but I tell you, the food without the dyes is out there, and all natural food is there too. It just can they make it affordable again? That's what I want to know. I used to think that as a kid we all loved Twinkies. Now I can't even digest more than a bite of that stuff. Oh, It used to be filled with some kind of banana filling because of that stupid World War II. They had to replace it with a artificial cream filling. Same kind of stuff. I'm not exaggerating. It's the ingredients are used for concrete. Yeah. Oh, I don't eat any American snack foods. I get the exotic stuff that from Britain and all that, and France, Belgian chocolate, the Swiss chocolate, rocks. Because you know the junk food there is just so good. They got certified chefs designing and making these snacks. While here, people who make them have to be certified bricklayers. That's nuts. We are in a total dystopian society. I just had a vacation, and yeah, flew back east to meet with the family. There's the usual checkpoint at the airport,
Yeah.
and then there's the flight. Notice they used to have these great ads in the magazines, these beautiful pictures of people just enjoying, a full stalled ox being brought up to them and carved in that same sort of flat contrast photography used in the Good Housekeeping magazine in those days. Now I go in the back, I'm just using the restroom, and everything is just, solid stainless steel. It's like the Jetsons, these cabinets. And you go into the bathroom stall, everything is just either touch sensitive or just the push buttons. They don't want you breaking anything off and using it as a weapon. You think it's better when you touch down? No. They still treat you like criminals at the hotels. Actually, it's a bit better. You see, I noticed in the hotel, my God, it was eerily quiet. I think they have soundproof walls in these hotels. And I wasn't even paying, top class. Soundproof walls, it's like as silent. It's like, yeah, I'm too adjusted to the city life. It's like, where's the traffic? Why isn't there a plane flying overhead? Where's the helicopters? There's no noise here. Oh, wait, if I wanted to just, if I wanted to invite, someone in here for some illicit activity, or if I just wanted to, perform a scene from my favorite slasher film, they're ready for it. I'll tell you, they must have a great cleanup crew. Yeah, lots going on in the world today. What's the newest? Well, let me just break this out. Now they say the rougher the neighborhood, the better the taco stands. Yeah, it's facts. Yeah, you're getting the top tacos through the bulletproof glass. And you're going to have the best meal when you sit down on those stools bolted to the floors. As a matter of fact, I got a buddy who just started an ice cream truck. Yeah, he's going in that same neighborhood. So the clown's head that rotates on top also doubles as a riot cannon. Yeah, so he does some moonlight work. I've done moonlight work touring. He does, riot control where it's needed. Strange, having to tell people where these places of interests are when they're visiting Hollywood. They expect Keanu Reeves to just, be mowing his lawn in Beverly Hills. Now, all I can say is, there's where the Black Dahlia murders occurred. And down that way, the Roosevelt Hotel, where the first Academy Awards were handed out. And they're all thinking, oh, come on. Where's the celebrity stuff? They want it to be just like TikTok. That's their major problem. You know what I'm talking about. And then I used to do a lot of impressions. Can't really do that anymore because, well, for one thing, they take offense at you pointing out their little personality traits, and another thing is so hard finding someone who has character that everybody knows about. Though I did a pretty good Keanu Reeves imitation.
The next person who asks me to say excellent or bogus is gonna get a prop gun shoved up their ass.
He actually liked that. He'd say- he invited me to come and work on on his next movie set as part of his stunt team.
Sick.
Yeah, that's great. Unfortunately, I don't have any stunt training. And I said, I'm sorry, Mr. Reeves, I can't do stunt training. He said,
It's not a problem. I do my own stunts. The stunt said if anything goes wrong and I die, they'll bury you.
yeah, my phone keeps getting, heads up news articles. It's always about the bad stuff, murders and the fires and what's going on in the South China Sea. A Philippine Coast Guard vessel was in the South China Sea, and 2 larger Chinese vessels came after them, started chasing after them, really wagging their fingers at them because you know something about the Chinese. They don't want to start anything. They just want to act like you started it. So they shot a water cannon at him. And don't ask me how, but I tell you this, read the news. The 2 great big vessels crashed into each other. Actually, who do they blame? Philippines. And the Philippines were saying, oh, do you need help? Well, talk about gentleman's etiquette. Okay. Oh, and they shoot a water cannon at him, and there was a recent story of a theft at one of their missile bases. But someone had siphoned out some missile fuel and replaced the missiles with water. So what did they do? They banned all of the books on fighting by Bruce Lee. Because, he's a kung fu master, and he says, the best way to be the best fighter is to be like water, my friend. Boy, they'll just get anything. It's terrible. And I don't know how long we're going to have driving jobs because these automated cars are going to be taking them all away. But I know things were better in the old days because people used to, steal cars, strip them. Now they just burn them because at least you could sell those old car parts. Now they're not even fit to burn. And that's the end of it for me. My name is Eamon McGrail, Eamon the Zealot on Instagram. Thank you very much.
Beautiful set. The night's moving great. We're the fastest, most amazingest, most. Did you get a haircut? No. Oh. 9 times out of 10 I'm right when I ask that question. Actually, did you get a haircut's better than I love your haircut, and you said I didn't get a haircut. But I love this next guy. He is our web social media friend, open house, open mic, right? Billy Ramirez. Middle-aged muchacho!
Woo, 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 woo.
Where's your merch?
Set it up here.
Where's your merch?
¿Qué pasa, familia? Es un placer estar. I like to open up in Spanish sometimes because I look like I might not be able to do it. It's fun feeling like an undercover Latino these days because I look far more likely to be mistaken for ICE than to be taken by ICE. But anyways, I don't know if you can tell by the anything, I am first generation Mexican American. ¿Qué pasa? I've never been able to do that whistle. I wish I could. If I could do that whistle, everywhere I go would sound like an aviary. Or a bird store, whatever. But as a first generation Mexican American, I've struggled with confidence and anxiety issues my entire life. And I think I'm pretty sure I know exactly why that is. I think it was because I was raised under the rule of the aforementioned chancla.
Yes!
If you don't know what a chancla is, look at what Sam is wearing right now. Just for some women, it's a piece of footwear, like a sandal, or a disciplinary device. And my mom was lethal with it. Like, she could deploy it short range and smack me upside the face before I even knew it. Like she was trying to win one of those new power slap competitions. Power chancla slap, whatever. But more frightening than that is that she could deploy it long range. Like, for example, if I was in my room playing the OG Mario Kart back in the day, and she thought I was screwing around, from around the corner would come a chancla and smack me upside the head. And then it would return to her. I don't know how she ever figured out how to boomerang a chancla. You know, as far as I know, she never went to Australia or even met an Australian. But somehow she managed to turn herself into Chancla Dundee. You know, just, you call that a chancla? This is a chancla. You know, but you know, my parents, they did their best. But you know, I still, you know, the effects of La Chancla have stayed with me for forever. Like not too long ago, I went through this phase where I thought maybe I wasn't interesting or funny enough to be a comedian, but no, it turns out, you know, no, I just gotta start unlocking this hoarder's brain that I have, you know, that right now it's just kind of full, you know, just full of other stuff that I need to get rid of. Like the garage is full of physical copies of Smokey and the Bandit because it's my favorite movie, you know, and the guest room is full of useless trivia about 1990s NHL goalies. Like, actually, I'll give you my top 3 1990s NHL goalie names, my favorite, in descending order. Number 3, Darren Pupa. Number 2, Pokey Reddick. And number 1, Ron Tugnut. And those are all real names. But then, so I mentioned the garage, mentioned the guest house, but then the rest of the house is just full of just stuff to the rafters with pure uncut childhood trauma stuffed in boxes labeled, you know, open at your own risk. You know, it's I just gotta start tapping into this this rich, delicious comedy elixir that's been generated by this childhood trauma, you know, and it has subtle notes of people pleasing and shame, and very strong notes of emotionally unavailable parents. But speaking of parents, and speaking of you know, not having stories, I do have stories. Like, check this out. I'm pretty sure that my dad killed my mom, and I think he did it through poison beans. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I know that Poison Beans sounds like a 1990 ska band out of Bakersfield, but yeah. But here's the story. So my mom went toe-to-toe with cancer for 19 years, but then she dies a couple days after my dad leaves her to go move with family from his first marriage. And before he did so, he left her food, including some beans. All right? And then, so when my brother and I were packing up her apartment, there on the stove was a fresh batch of beans that she was eating, right? And I know this whole poison bean thing sounds weird, but here's what an additional backstory. In the 80s, my family, we lived in Mexico, okay? And when we came back to the States, my dad developed a flesh-eating infection in his leg. And he thinks it was because an enemy from the town in Mexico poisoned his tortillas with dirt from a cemetery. Okay? So when you have all that information in the back of your mind, like poison beans doesn't sound that weird now, does it? Anyways, but I know, you know, refried beans, re-dyed beans, whatever. I don't know, but you know, like I said, my parents, they did their best. You know, they managed to send my brother and I both to college, and we both graduated. But at the same time, somebody's best could be a C-. Okay? And sometimes when I'm hanging out in my not a house or lying in bed completely alone due to all the relationships I didn't have because I overthought things, or just reviewing my portfolio, which is nothing more than an old trapper keeper full of coupons. Sometimes I wonder, like, what heights could I have reached if I had taken fewer chanclazos growing up? Fewer chanclas max, which, by the way, chanclas max are part of a delicious, nutritious, well-rounded Latino breakfast. You can find chanclas max in the cereal aisle next to Special Que Pasa Pendejo and next to Honey Nut Putos. I don't know, that's kind of clever, right? Maybe I could have been a VP of marketing at some Fortune 500 company, right? You know, and have one of those KY 401s or whatever it's called, you know, but instead I have 5 different side hustles right now. Like, actually, they're all main hustles right now. One of which is doing moving work, which is nice because it brings in money, and also sometimes I don't feel Mexican enough, so it's nice to do manual labor every now and then. And also with ICE running around all over the place, I could easily pick up a shift in the front of Home Depot. You know, they have one. Or you know, maybe I could have been one of those successful bilingual lawyers you see in LA with the billboards. You know, like, did you slip on a churro at Disneyland? Call me, you know, or te partiste la madre con un pinche churro en Disneylandia, llámame, you know. And, I don't know if any of those single numbers are available, you know, call me now at 111-1111, you know. But yeah, you know, so yeah, I grew up taking a bunch of chanclazos growing up and whatnot, and you know, I do wonder, like, yeah, it might have been a few too many, because I'm pretty sure my mom ended up smacking me from well past, potential doctor, potential lawyer, potential scientist, all the way over to liberal arts degree. Because by the time I got to college, I was so just anxiety riddled and exhausted that I ended up taking the most default fallback degree there is. Anyone care to guess what that is?
Communications.
Communications, that's right, yeah. A degree so disrespected that The Simpsons made fun of it while I was pursuing my communication degree. And I ignored the warning. Actually, just the fact that I'm in my 40s trying comedy means that I've ignored all the warnings, okay? But in this episode titled Faith Off, the kicker for Springfield University injures his leg in the big rivalry football game. And in the locker room, Dr. Julius Hibbert tries to comfort him and he tells him, "Oh, I'm afraid you'll never play football again. At least you can fall back on your degree in communications." Oh, dear Lord, no. And the kicker goes, "Yes, I know, it's a funny major. It's a phony major. Lubchenko learned nothing." Well, it's been about 25 years now, and that joke is finally funny to me because it is said that comedy is tragedy plus time, and, well, enough time has passed, and the tragedy is a communication degree. But here in LA, though, a city that's designed to just shatter your ego and just break you down, every now and then I do get to feel confident. And that's whenever I walk into a taqueria, a Mexican restaurant, and I overhear someone order something like a chicken quesadilla, chicken fajitas, chimichangas, or something like that. By the way, it's a tragedy that the actor Eric Estrada and the singer Celia Cruz never teamed up for anything. They could have had a variety show called Chips and Salsa. That was on the house. But anyways, whenever it's my turn to order and I hear someone, order in that funky way, I just cannot resist. Basically, start acting in a telenovela that nobody's shooting. Just all of a sudden, ¿qué tal la preciosa? En este momento yo deseo 3 tacos de carne asada, 2 churros y una Fanta. Gracias, por favor, muy amable, buen provecho, que Dios te bendiga. And then when I'm feeling extra confident, I'll throw in some bonus words like agujeta, crepúsculo, ferrocarril, and that only means shoelace, twilight, railroad, so it's pointless and stupid. And also, sometimes I'll order in fluent Espanol, but I have this face and demeanor, so then in return I'll get okay, so you want 3 tacos. Fine, Jose, I'll have some of that green whack-a-mole too, whatever. Anyways, but it doesn't really matter where or when I hablo Espanol, because whenever I do, like I said, I go completely overboard and basically turn into one of those Latino reporters you see on the news. I don't know if anyone still watches the news, but if you do, pay attention to any reporter whose last name ends in EZ. There's a very good chance that reporter is going to take any and every opportunity to cherish the rich cultural tapestry of the Spanish language, and that's how I hablo Español, like a Latino reporter wrapping up a segment, something like, "Police don't have any further information on the suspect, reporting live from Rancho Santa Margarita. This is Gustavo Gutierrez. El mero más chingón, tú sabes, güey," for ABC 7 News. Back to you, Nancy. Thank you. My name is Billy Ramirez. You can find me at BillyRamirez.com and on TikTok and Instagram at middle-aged muchacho. Please welcome back to the stage our comedy concierge, Samantha Linderman.
Keep going for Billy, everybody! We have 2 comics left on this Funky Friday. Don't cry, it's okay, we're here every Monday, Wednesday, Friday. But this next guy is fantastic. He's a true part of the LASD community. Put your hands together for the one and only, very funny Hunter White!
Oh my God, everybody here has been so polished, very funny. Give it up for y'all. I am not gonna be polished. I want to just start off. I'm good. I will be good. I thought that there are new people here, so I'll catch y'all up. Going through a bit of a breakup. And I thought I was okay. I'm not okay. Turns out processing it on stage exclusively, not the healthiest thing I've ever done. Right? But I got all this new material, but it's all about the breakup, so every time I get on stage, I'm re-traumatizing myself in 5 to 15-minute chunks. But I'm a professional, I have shows, so let's do 5 of those minutes. How we doing, guys? For those who don't know me, my name is Hunter. I used to be really into politics and math growing up. Then I took a bunch of mushrooms, and now I just really like trees. I'm actually genuinely happy to be here. I'm going through a bit of a breakup right now. Weird thing to clap for. Usually that's like the one time as a man, they're like, yeah, bro, feel your feelings. You can be sad for like 6 weeks, but then get back to work. And I don't know, it was hard, like it was weird. Like I was broke during the breakup, which like was tough, but I realized might be the healthiest way to go through a breakup, because you really gotta like, you know, you can't pay to substitute it. Like I couldn't find peace at like a bar or on like a vision quest to a Nevada brothel. I had to like exist here. Like my finances are a mess. I can't like Klarna a VR headset and then just dissolve into an erotic void to exist in base reality. So I'm like, you know, rebuilding my life, and I really didn't know like how to do that. And then everyone told me like, oh, just do stuff you've always wanted to do that will make you feel alive. And I have a list. The first is I'm gonna go skydiving. Because I thought, thank you. I've always wanted to do it, and she would hate it, so why not now? The next is I'm going to take a road trip up the coast. I'm going to go to the Pinball Museum. It's in Alameda, California. And I'm going to go to the last Blockbuster. It's in Bend, Oregon. I'm going to get a hat and a t-shirt and a picture. It's a childhood dream. But my biggest dream, the biggest dream I have is I want to go to a place in Sonoma, California, where a photographer, I wrote the name down, where a photographer named Charles O'Rourke took a photograph that would later become known as Bliss. The Windows XP wallpaper, the field, we all know it. This is my big dream. Fuck comedy. This is my whole dream. You know what my ex's whole dream was? Buying a home. Different points in our life, I guess. I don't know. I am like making an effort to be positive because I am now a statistic and not a great one. Like single white male. Like that is a vulnerable position to be in mentally. Right? Like I'm one bad Reddit post away from calling women females and driving my car to a theme park. Right? Like I feel like when people go through a breakup, often they change fundamental parts about themselves, like in direct opposition to the ex. Right? So I don't know, if I get too much lead in my system, I will have the craziest conservative arc that you could imagine. I'm gonna just be a metrosexual Alex Jones. Just, everybody listen up. We're putting vaccines in the water to make the frogs autistic. Especially because my name is Hunter White. I get the name of a Republican and the complexion of a Mexican. Like no one will see me coming. Side note, I feel weird doing race jokes just to rooms full of all white people, so this is a nice change. I don't know. It's fun living with roommates again. It's just an interesting change. They're really cool, but like as opposed to living with a girlfriend, like my roommates, they don't love me. Right? Like I wouldn't expect them to. Like we just met, but like there's no love there. So I feel like I need to tone me down a little bit. Right? Like not misrepresent who I am, but headphones when listening to things about Jeffrey Epstein. Right? Like first impressions are everything, right? Like they don't need to hear when I fall down a reptilian rabbit hole. No, breakups are weird. They like destabilize everything, like as you can tell from my energy. But you find yourself like asking like big questions about like who you are and what you are and what are you gonna do in life. And a couple days after the breakup, I realized I looked myself in the mirror and had to ask myself like, am I gay enough for a glory hole? Like, I got no romantic or sexual attraction towards another man in my whole life, but I'm a sort of lonely. I could close my eyes and roll those dice. Right? Like, it could be a woman. Maybe it's a wizard. Who knows? So I think that was 5, but we're going to do a couple other things that are pre-written, and then we're just going to rant. I do feel like a weird calling to get a VR headset. Because, like, I don't want a relationship, but maybe I could make love to a computer. Right? It's real hack to be like, oh, it's a different world than when I was single before. But, like, it is. Like, AI wasn't a thing 4 years ago. Like, yo, I could have an AI girlfriend tonight. And nowadays, like, everybody, you're like, no, don't do that. There's no, like, deep connection building and deep love for a person. Y'all, I don't know how to put this other than I dated a therapist for 4 years. You know what I'm not looking for? Anything deep. At all. Okay, cool. Yeah, thank you guys so much. That was fun. All right, I want to reiterate, I'm good. Just putting that out there. You get, so like in life, like I feel like for real change to happen, you have to like notice patterns, right? You have to like see what you do and then make change. Does anyone else get thrown off track just real easy? Like one thing happens and then all the progress you've made go out the way, right? Like I just moved into this new place. I was doing great. It was so clean. I was making my bed. It was great. And then one day I got depressed and then bread just lived in my room for a week. One night of sadness and now there's a sourdough on hand. Like what? Right? It just got dark, then cans accumulated. I got weird. Considered peeing in a cup just not to see my roommates. Was that too sad? I don't know. We're working on it, guys. Mental illness is a bitch. I consider myself post-suicidal. Makes sense. Like, I was suicidal on and off for 15 years. It's real fun. It could come back. Knock on wood. So it's less like a I want to die and more like an acceptance, right? Like a participatory, low-level excitement. Like, ooh, what's that like? This could all stop. Neat. But I don't know. It puts me in weird situations with other people because most people are not open to the idea of death. People just get weird about it, which I understand. But they'll be like, oh my God, it's so scary. Death is so scary. And I'm like, yeah, totally. They're like, oh no, like I'm gonna, like, oh, how could anyone kill themselves? And I'm just like, I don't know. That's a mystery. But in my mind, I'm like, Godspeed, good brother. Good luck. All right, you guys were fun. Thank you so much. My name is Hunter White. You can find me on the internet at My Name Is Hunter. Wednesday, September 10th and 14th at Flappers. Have a good night.
Hunter White. Yeah. Flappers. Who? I forget. I think it was my grandma. Was asking about where she could see Jay Leno, and I was like, wherever you fucking want. You see him everywhere. Not anymore.
No, he's
like
not
this.
Flappers.
Comedy Magic.
Sometimes
I see him advertise at Flappers all the time. Maybe he was there once and
It's false advertising. Fake news.
Anyways, guys, it is time for our headliner tonight. Fan favorite, Anya.
Yeah.
Wow. You made it out for us. Beautiful.
Hermosa Beach.
Say what? Say Hermosa Beach?
That's where Jay Leno performs.
Oh.
Wait.
Comedy
Shout
Magic.
out to that man.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Rappers is terrible call.
Trying to see he had
Stick to it.
the spots that they saying. I was like, what? What's good people? How goes it? Good to see you guys. It's been a minute. It's not my fault, y'all. Weeks pass fast. Okay? Especially when you only have 3 opportunities to come to the mic. It sounds like a lot. But it's not, y'all. I got work. You feel me?
Yeah.
Your name is Muhammad, correct?
Yeah.
Shout out to you for the dating commercial for the dating app. And that's like the 1% of dating app scenarios. That's hilarious. And it was like, I'm like waiting for this story to get crazy. And then I married her and we love each other. I'm like, what? And you're open mic flexing. Like, go crazy, bro. Love. Happy for you.
Thank you so much.
I love the strategy too. I don't know if y'all peeped. He was like, I typed something in the notes and hit everybody with the same message. More like a shotgun approach than what I've been doing is like specially organizing messages for each person individually tailored to their profile. I care too much initially because they might even respond. So you're right, bro. Hit them with the shotgun approach. I fuck with that, bro. New strat unlocked. Fuck with it. I know Hunter, you was talking about like you feel uncomfortable sometimes doing certain jokes about race in front of a room with all white people. I had to look around and like,
who isn't white here, including me. I'm applying for jobs, so currently I'm white/Caucasian. Occasionally I'm 2 or more races, but as of now I'm not black right now. Not checking that box. You feel me? You gonna have to at least look at my resume. You feel me? I'm not finna let y'all disrespect me, bro. I went to school for real. Like I do this. You feel me? Like y'all gonna at least look at my resume, and my name gonna give it away. But like we gonna get that far. You feel me? On my resume, my name is like almost disguised in the title box. Like you really gotta look for my shit. But it's all part of the strat, y'all. I've gotten hired multiple times. It works sometimes. Talking about the dating app shit, that shit was funny as fuck. I think I was talking about that last time I was up here. Just like how unrealistic the expectations are in my current generation. As a 20-something, on the way out, as a 20-something, the expectations on these dating apps are ridiculous. The girls, I don't know if you've read these boxes of what they're asking for, but it's quite ridiculous. Shorty was like, ideal first date. She was like, buying a plane ticket and sending me the itinerary. A first date? I'm like, bro, do you not watch any murder documentaries? Like, I'm not a murderer, but like, damn, you making it real easy for niggas to be that. Like, no fight, like, itinerary, he don't even gotta really plan those things. Like, you don't believe the paper? I don't know. So stats being skipped. I'm glad that like serial killing isn't like popping like that, because I feel like they could be going crazy with that shit. Like, it's so easy these days with these people just asking to go on these dates. And I'm like, first of all, I can't spend $300 on the first date because I need that money for the rest of the month. That's real shit, bro. That's crazy. People talking about going like steakhouses and shit, and like they judge like how people order like steaks and whatever. I'm like, the last time I went to a steakhouse, I'm pretty sure both of my parents were there. Like, this is not like this is not like a thing that I do. Like, why would I bring you here? I'm never here. They don't know me here. It would make more sense I take like in and out. Like they might really know me there. Like I'd be up there often. It's just I'm in and out. You know, it's so good. Little addiction. It's all good for some people. I have a joke about health insurance, but I'm in the process of getting health insurance, y'all. I'm working to get it back. I've been living life on the edge, all right? But what's crazy is throughout this whole edge, I've had dental insurance. So I'm like, that one was really cheap, so I guess they never canceled it. Their transaction never failed, you feel me? It's just like $8 or $9 a month, so that one just kept going. But the Kaiser, they for sure didn't get their money 1 month, and they cut me right off. I was like, you would think I slapped the CEO the way they got me off that shit. It was like the next day, I walked in there trying to pick up my little prescription. They're like, we don't know you, sir. You don't have a membership here. I'm like, oh, fuck. It's like, my shit is literally still here. He told me to pick it up yesterday. Whatever. But I have my dental still. And I was like, I had this really stupid idea because, like, I'll be hooping a lot still with no health insurance. Really crazy. Especially public gyms hooping with no health insurance. It's like playing my life for real. But I fell one time. I was hooping. Like, I got knocked out of there and I fell on my wrist and like really bad, and I was like, damn, like I really need an x-ray. But like I looked at the price of an x-ray and I can't afford an x-ray, bro. So I was like, fuck it, I'm gonna just go to my fucking dental exam, and every time they leave the room, because they leave in the room, you feel me, they taking an x-ray picture anyway, I'm just stick my shit up. And she's like, stop moving. I'm like, just tell me what it looked like from a dentist's perspective. Is that how a wrist is supposed to look? I don't know, help me out. This is all I have, you feel me? We gotta make it work here. This is the only place I'm gonna be. My good sir, what you say your name was in the back? Amond?
Yes.
Amond.
You bowl?
What?
Do you bowl? Like?
No.
Really? I feel like you'd be really good at that. Like I feel like you look as if you have like the talent. Like you know, great bowlers have a look. Yeah. And you have the look. You might have just discovered it. You gonna try and you gonna be super good. Watch. I just manifested on his life. Look, go bowling and you'll see you have the gift. It's the shirt and the hair combo. It's giving like 300 first game. I'm decent at bowling. It depends how high I am, but I never know, cause sometimes I'm so high that I'm good, but then sometimes I'm so sober that I'm bad. So it's like I gotta really figure the middle Y'all don't get it. Y'all don't care. I was in a social bowling league, but I'm too competitive. Like, I was not having fun. I met nobody, bro. I was just mad about my score the whole season. I was like, why did I do this? Like, I was so locked in. I brought my own ball. Like, I didn't. They gave me a shirt. I lost that day. I don't know where that shirt is. I think I threw it away. Like I stormed out. It was a lot, bro. I was supposed to make friends. Did not even try. I know a lot of people already. I was cool off making friends. I was trying to win the bowling league. It was supposed to be like my character arc. Like, now I go to the bowling Olympics and I make it. And I shocked the world because I never was allowed on the teams back in the day. You know what? I actually recently just gave up my basketball dream though. It was recent that I was like, no, at the NBA, it might not be for me. You know, there's not a lot of shock in the room, and I respect that. It wasn't shocking when I told my friends either. They were also not surprised because like I'm 28, bro. Like it's kind of cooked for me. You feel me? Like people that I like could have fathered are getting in the league. You feel me? So it's kind of crazy, bro. It's kind of crazy. But I never gave up, bro. I always had the dream. Like, you feel me? Like, because everyone knows, like, Michael Jordan's story, you feel me? He didn't play his freshman year, and then he went on to be, you know, one of the greatest players of all time. I'm a LeBron fan, so I'm going to air quote, greatest players of all time. And so me, I was like, damn, I'm going to keep trying, because, like, I didn't make it freshman year either, but then I didn't make it sophomore year or junior year or senior year. And then all 4 years of college I didn't play. And then I didn't play when I got my master's program either. But like if I had made it eventually, like imagine how many kids would have been inspired by my story. Like, wow, look at Anye, like he's on the end of the bench clapping, like look at him, he's in the NBA. Like even in my dreams I wasn't playing. Like that's when I knew I should have gave it up. Like, you know when you fantasize yourself in the league or like living the dream, I was imagining like how I would cheer from the bench for other players. Like I never, if I do this, gotta get the crowd turned. Like if I cheer that way, it was bad. It's all bad. If anyone is hiring, that was a joke I started with, but that might not be a joke. I'm actually totally down to leave my job if anyone's interested in paying me more than $60,000 a month. Yeah, I said month. I'm living crazy. I want to win the lottery, but I don't. That's not really up to me. But I need to get some better work. I think we need to switch into something a little more fun. My job, I work with too many old people. It's frying me. Don't take offense to that. These specific ones. It's not the whole generation. It's these people. Not gonna get into that because I've been talking about that all week. Yeah, you know work is serious when you're venting to your friends about it. I was like, oh, I'm that guy now. Being employed, getting used to it. Thank you guys so much for your time. I'm on your way. Sam's come back to the stage to close us out. So excited to get back into play, bro. So excited, bro. I'm not even gonna sit, bro.
That's crazy. Okay, guys, what a fabulous night. Thank you so much for coming. So much fun. So many laughs. You're not even sitting down. Wow, everyone's ready to go. You can find us on LASchoolofcomedy.com, Instagram. We're everywhere. We're everywhere. And good night, and thank you, everybody.